Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 on our topic of desire and how to fulfill it long term. If you didn't get a chance to go back and watch episode 1 and 2, Rachel, Momo, Mike, our awesome panelists, shared some of their desires and how they're actually connected to something deeper. And our deeper connection is to the light, and we're all looking for and searching for the light. We are vessels that are receiving all of this energy. But sometimes, as they all shared in our last episode, and as we continue to go through our life today, we experience it, we mismanage the incoming energy. We rely on it too heavily from the outside, and we don't necessarily bring or develop it within before we make so many other things important to us. So what we're going to do in this episode is share a little bit of the transformation that Rachel, Momo, and Mike went through and some of the tools they used to be able to harness and manage the energy that was coming into their vessel. Momo, let's start with you, because I think many people here want money. And we realized that some of the deeper aspects of money was security and control and freedom. You wanted all those things, comfort and freedom. How did you kind of manage your energy? What tool did you use? Give us a little bit of a lowdown.
So it's still a progress I'm in. Like, don't think I'm perfected now by any means, but I definitely got a lot less intense, and like my grip on money has kind of loosened in the sense that I'm not so worried about every cent, you know. Like I'm not focusing all of my energy on the same 75 cents. Like it's all good, you know, let it do its thing. Whatever needs to happen happens. And the way I did that is I started using a tool called tithing. Basically, tithing is the spiritual concept that if you give away 10% of your whatever money comes to you, right? Profit or after tax or whatever, you give 10% to charity, right? You share it. It takes away all the negative energy associated with money. And so, like, a lot of people have a hard time feeling it or seeing it. They just kind of seeing it as throwing away 10%. For me personally, it really, really helped me to not be so focused on money is everything. I need money or I'll die. Like, there's no money, there's no happiness. That kind of mentality was completely transformed. And now it's more of a sense of how can I, instead of focusing on what little I have, how can I keep that? It's how do I increase more? I want more money flowing through my account. Like, you know, if I have millions coming in, I'm not worried about the $50 I lent my friend, the $100, dollars I had to spend on whatever groceries this week, the couple thousand or whatever.
So the fact that millions are coming in right now is what allowed you to share, or
no. First of all, millions is the goal. It's one step to the goal. But I'm saying the tithing helped me loosen up the grip because I was holding on to so little. But like, look at this. You see, there's no entry for any new money to come in, right?
Yes.
I was holding on so tightly, it couldn't, like, no more new money could get in. So by tithing, I kind of loosened the grip, and now it became more like a channel. Money comes in and goes out, right? But it comes towards me and goes out through sharing, like a proactive.
What, Rachel?
I was gonna say, as Momo's sister, I'm a witness to this. He's definitely changed a lot from his attitude with money when he was a kid to now. For sure. No question.
Powerful. So you basically, essentially what you did was you said, I realized money had all the power in this relationship between me and money. Money had all of it. So you said, I'm going to take the power away, and saying, when the money comes into my life, I'm going to give 10%, whatever the number is, I'm going to share it. So it realizes that the way that I build this is not by holding it. That creates a really unhealthy relationship. You loosened your grip, you shared a little bit. That was your tool to allow you to reduce your grip on money. That's powerful.
And what's really crazy, powerful. By the way, real quick note, is I found that the more I shared, the more I was getting. Like, more opportunities to make money were coming my way, more gigs, more side jobs that, like, later on even led to other things. But it wouldn't have happened.
We'll get there. We're definitely going to speak about sharing in another topic that you guys do not want to miss. They got awesome stories about sharing. But let's jump to Rachel. Rachel, what did you do for the acceptance, the love, the fitting in? How did you kind of solve that issue?
So one of the tools I used that I found that I still find to be very powerful, because I'm still in the process of, letting go and managing my energy. Like Momo said, like, we're still in a process. It doesn't just all of a sudden the next day you transform and you change. It's like a constant, battle. It's a constant thing. But one of the tools that I really used was meeting with a Kabbalah mentor. And through that, I found that I realized I had this, like, so many realizations, but the biggest realization was the acceptance that I wanted from others. I learned to transform that in a sense of accepting myself. Once I accepted myself, then I was really able to, focus and work on the relationships that I had with the people around me, my family, my friends. Instead of, I wanted energy from everyone else. I gave energy to myself. I accepted myself and learning to love myself. And because of that, I was really able to, like, strengthen the relationships I have with everyone around me.
That's super powerful. And whether it's a Kabbalah mentor or a therapist or someone that you feel really close to, or a friend or your parents, opening up and sharing and expressing actually makes you the cause, because you decide, this is my issue. It's not going to control me. I'm going to control it by talking, by seeking for advice, so that was awesome that you took that step in doing that. But most importantly, you realized, the acceptance that you were looking for in others, you really just wanted for yourself, and you really worked on that.
And
Momo.
That also, because of that, because of that,
no, this is your
no, because I was saying before, it was such a strain on my relationships. I realized that once I loved myself, I was so much freer to give my energy to others and like, really connect to the people.
She's a Leo. Trust me, she knows nothing but how to love herself. Really quick, I actually wanted to correct something I said, because I realized I may have misrepresented it. For tithing, is like, it's not just give money away, the 10%, it is give it back to where you get your energy from. So it's not like I'm not giving it to my parents or my friends or my family, because that's not true sharing, right? That's giving it to the people around me. And there's like
they're gonna get that money from you, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm almost so nice. It's that you're getting something right away.
So I'm doing that and then still receiving from it. What I do is I give it to where I get my spiritual energy from, which for me happens to be the Kabbalah Center. It's where I find the most energy is received through the people who are there, through the connections that we make, through the knowledge I've learned, right? So that is the charity that I donated to, because they provide me with, one, the spiritual knowledge of tithing, but two is the spiritual energy that I use to get to that point. So not everyone.
Most importantly, it's a charity. It's not something that you're going to get back or see any connection to.
Like, not everybody has this charity in mind that's disconnected from them. Most people think charity means, give to those who are needy or those who need help, which in their mind could be a friend. No, like, the whole point is it should be someone that you don't, like, give them and then they look back at you and go, wow, you're so nice, because then I've just received something from them. It has to be receiving of, like, a distant spiritual energy.
Oh, you're giving away all the secrets from the sharing topic class.
I really wanted to make that point. I really wanted to make that point clear.
We're gonna jump to Mike. I want to hear what Mike, definitely what you have to share about how you kind of flipped the script on fashion, on accepting or fitting in with all the things that you bought. How did you switch? How did you take control? What was your tool?
Yeah, so I think, it's about, again, like we talked before, managing our energy. And something that I did, when I look back then, I only saw how I could receive. How could I only receive? How could I only get nice clothes? How could I only get attention? And what I did, I flipped it, like you said, flipped the script. I flipped it to a point where instead of just thinking how I could receive to myself, how I could also share. So right now, I give advice to different people how to dress. And I also share with myself in a sense where I'm allowing myself freedom that basically, because basically I had a very hard time. I had a very hard time growing up, always being obsessed with what people think about me. And now I'm giving my body my freedom, my mind my freedom, that I don't think what people think about me. And I have this quiet and I have this sense of peace that basically I can wear whatever I can wear what I want to wear. I can wear really stuff that make me feel good and not other people feel good. And basically it came to a place where I could basically build myself. And I don't see how others could build me. And also, I would love to mention, I mean, I know not everyone's going to start a business now and all, but I started also a clothing brand. This is one of the hats I designed. And basically, the point is that I want to create clothes because I know that I went through the things that I went through with clothes and fashion. And now I want to make a business and I really want to make something, a tool for people that people can wear ideas and really dreams and stories. And really, I want to make clothes that, could help people to feel and to overcome those certain things that they go through. And at the end of the day, it's really about to share and to see how to be the cause. And at the end of the day, if it's clothes, if it's really anything else, it's really about doing that. And that's what I went through.
Mike, I actually know you, and I remember when you were in that phase. And I just want you, because I'm sure many of the people are in that phase like right now and not necessarily in the place where they're building a brand or they have that inner peace. But if let's just say you had a bad day and you were at school and now you're at home, you're lying on your bed and someone didn't compliment the new pair of shoes that you got or said like what you were wearing wasn't so cool. In that moment, what was your tool? How did you flip the switch? Did you open a book? Did you what did you do? What did you do? Because you gave us kind of the before, which is like, I cared so much about what people thought, it was difficult. And then you gave us the after, which is like, I have an internal peace of mind where I don't hear those voices as much. And I think all of us, myself included, would like to know, like, what was one of the tools that you used to get from point A to point B? Like your motto or anything. It's just any of your wisdom, your gold.
Instead of just seeing how I could only receive, I've started to realize how I could give. And when I start asking myself, is it like, okay, so I receive all this attention, I receive all these clothes, what then? So when I start asking myself and questioning those methods, I start to learn when I give, when I share, when I give someone clothes that I don't need, when I share in general, even that builds a different self-esteem and that builds, a bigger purpose. And listen, it's okay to receive, like we said before, it's okay to have high-end clothes and even to have attention from other people. But when that controls you, and that's the only thing you focus on, which that's what happened with me, that was the only thing I focused on, then I got to a place where I was controlled by it and I was never happy. I never felt full. So when
amazing. So like, let's say, for example, you came into school, you received the compliment, you feel great. Now you're a part of the cool kids. And then let's say someone else walked by that wasn't necessarily part of the group and you said, wow, you look really cool today. You gave them energy. And then you started to realize that through the energy that you gave to other people, that you didn't even need the energy that was coming from them. You just created. So I love that. So let's say I want to get into that space. Whenever I receive, give. Whenever I receive a lot from whatever it is that I'm looking for, even if it's unhealthy, I'll find a way to give it and share it. And eventually I'll realize that the sharing that I gave, the compliment that I gave, the clothes that I gave to someone else, they appreciated it so much. That gave me so much energy. I don't even really need those compliments anymore. I love it. So when I receive, immediately give something. If I get a compliment, give a compliment. It's so powerful. And I think that's a really powerful tool to take the terms back into your hand. I'm always looking for energy, but that means if you use your rule, you're also always giving energy. You're always looking for energy and giving energy, and that energy will balance out. And this is the perfect bridge. We're going to shift from, in our next episode, we spoke mostly now on how we receive energy in an imbalanced way when we're receiving and then the cup gets overflowed and filled. Next topic we're going to speak about is sharing, because a lot of us share, give advice. Sometimes the people don't listen. Sometimes we give away stuff and we feel drained after. Sometimes we don't share enough. We're only thinking about ourselves. When is it the right time to share? When is it the wrong time to share? That's what we're going to speak about in a couple of our other topics coming up. So you don't want to miss the sharing topic. And it's a perfect way to bridge everything because everybody shared in some way what they did to transform their energy was sharing, but it needs to be done in the right way. So I want to thank you, Momo, so much for your wisdom, your comedy. Rachel, thank you so much for your authenticity, your truth, and Mike for your stories and your inspiration. Really, really awesome. Thank you guys for being here today. And thank you for everybody that watched this topic, desire and how to fulfill it long term. And we'll see you at some of our later topics.
Later,
All the
guys.
best, guys. Have a great day.